from BS and Beer Media. It's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tuck.
Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it. Oh, he's still going. Oh, look at that. He's going to score. He's got the five.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Hey, everybody, and welcome into Top of the Bleachers. I'm your host, Jason Big Guthrie. This is my co-host, Tuck Scarbrough, and we're hanging out talking about sports and just chatting and hanging out and having a good time. Probably going to talk about some JJ Redick stuff. We got a little top 5 of our SEC running backs of all time. A little Arkansas basketball. Just hanging out. I drove down on the road to Central Arkansas to hang out with Tuck this week, so I'm remote, but I'm here, and we've been hanging out. So Tuck, what's up, man? Just you want to tell them what we've been doing all day?
Not a lot. I have this hernia thing, and I got to go see the surgeon on Thursday. So they got me on, nobody wants me doing anything. So I've been kind of going stir crazy. You and I did get out of the house today and go to Hobby Lobby. Big shout out to Hobby Lobby. You want to be a sponsor, jump on in. We got room for you. I enjoy Hobby Lobby. There's all kinds of knickknacks and stuff in there. And I'm a puzzle guy. I like to put together puzzles. So went in there for a little bit, and then we went by one of your favorite places, Sonic. Sonic, you want to jump in, be a sponsor? You're more than welcome.
Get you a Coke float if you go to Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh,
they won't give you a spoon, but they'll give you a Coke float.
Well, they will if you ask nicely. She went back for me, and
she was a sweet girl.
Gave her all the money I had for a tip. So,
and then pretty much, we just been hanging. You worked this morning, so we've been hanging out since about noon, and that's about everything that's been going on around here.
Yeah, I haven't really done much either. I just worked this morning and then took a short break. And then, like you said, went to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, and then maybe later on after the show, I think we might go jump in the pool, which we did yesterday. Yeah. It's been hot down here in Arkansas, so the pool's really nice.
I'm surprised at how much difference in the humidity there is between your house and mine. It's crazy.
I'd have to take your word for it. I don't ever
maybe
leave
just
here.
Do it at home. I don't know. But anyway, I know we ain't been doing much, but watching some sports stuff and watching some College World Series stuff. But first of all, let's jump into some JJ Redick. Man, I am not. I see both sides of this, but I'm not happy about the kind of hire here. I think they're making a mistake, to be honest with you. I know there's been a few coaches that it's worked out with, Steve Kerr, right? I know, but
Jason Kidd.
He doesn't know anything. But first of all, I forgot. First of all, shout out, happy birthday, JJ Redick. Before I get on you.
Sweet. I didn't know that little tidbit there. You're hiding from me. I like that.
A little nugget. I forgot to mention that first thing before I get all critical of you. I'm not really being critical. I'm not being really. It's hard for me to understand how you've never not been a coach on any kind of level before, but you're going to go straight to professional. I understand he played for like 15 years and all that, but I feel like it's just a different world. You know what I mean? Like with any kind of job, when you're working down on here and you move up here, it's a different thing. It's different rules, different pattern.
Yeah.
Schedule, all that kind of stuff. So you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that feel like maybe he got the job because he was friends with LeBron, but they thought the same thing when they hired Ty Lue. I didn't understand the Ty Lue hire. I didn't know who Ty. I knew he was the guy that AI stepped over after he hit the shot. That's all I knew about Ty Lue. Turns out, apparently, he's a pretty decent coach.
Yeah.
And a lot of these players nowadays respond to coaches who were former players. It does bug me because there are a lot of assistant coaches out there that have had several years. Who'd you bring up the other day on the Boston? Sam Cassell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done like 15 years as an assistant coach, and he doesn't even get a sniff.
Yeah.
things like that. There's a lady that coaches for Pop, has been coaching for. I would not know her name, couldn't. But I mean, if here's a chance for LA to do something that is, groundbreaking and break the glass ceiling and maybe move her up, give her a chance at it. Now, no, they go with JJ Redick, and I got nothing against JJ Redick. He was a good shooter. He was a good player. Had a long career. The people that talk about him talk nicely about him. I don't really hear them talk poorly about him. And it's a players coaches league, if that makes sense. Like, that's what the players respond to nowadays, it seems to be. Plus, everybody knows LeBron made the decision. I mean, I think that's the part of the story nobody's bringing up is like, do you think even AD had a say in it? AD is what you should be building your future around. And you think he even had a say in JJ Redick's 4-year deal?
Yeah.
You think he was? Do you think he had a? You think he had a say in them going after UConn's coach, Dunleavy or whatever?
Hurley.
I always get those two confused, man. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know if he deserved it, but he's got it. I honestly see it lasting about 2 years, and then they'll buy him out or throw him out or however contracts work these days. Maybe trade him to somebody else. I have no idea. But I doubt he makes it to the end of his 4-year contract. Now, hey, kudos to him if he does, if he works hard at it, maybe he'll be a great head coach that nobody saw coming except the Lakers. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I get your point on being hip. That's being young and being able to relate to the players and stuff like that. Like, that makes sense. I get that part too. It's just I mean, and maybe even the strategy part of the game, because he played for so long, maybe he could get that. But it just seems hard for me to translate from one thing. It seems extreme to me, and that's why I'm having a hard time dealing with it, to be honest.
Well, people's history starts the day they're born. Like, people don't worry about any history that happened before the day they were born. It didn't affect them. They weren't born back then. But they know that, so young players respond to coaches that they watch play when they were younger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might be. I might be biased because he played for the Dukies. Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying not to be biased, but I have nothing against JJ personally. I mean, I know he's a good.
Never met the guy,
and he could shoot the ball like no business.
Lights out. If he got hot, he was kind of like we talked about him the other day. Old Vinny the Microwave Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Redick got 1 or 2 going down, and he would just knock them out now.
Yeah. Happy Monday, Bobby. Appreciate you being here, bud. I don't know. And then, does he really want the job? Is the second question. Like, why does he want the job? I guess is the
please.
question.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, because LeBron's is at the end here. Let's be honest.
That would be the part that I would like.
You think
they're like, well, I don't have to put up with LeBron for 4 years, sure.
Well, that smells like a rebuild to me. That smells like rebuild. Are you going to be rebuild with him for a few years?
I don't know what's going to happen with the Lakers. The draft is going to be very interesting. Are they really going to waste that 55th pick on Bronny? I mean, is that really the best option for the Lakers? No. I think the best – I would go to trading. And there'd only be one piece that I'd be trading because he doesn't have value in him for very much longer. Unless he's got a no trade clause. That's probably in his contract too. But I get rid of LeBron. I would.
That's pretty bold. But
well, I mean, you can get so much for him, and you have AD. And it's nothing against LeBron. Listen, LeBron the man, okay? First to tell you, one-on-one, he's going to kick my butt every time. The guy is a beast.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that right now, next year, well, by the end of this year, he's just not going to be as valuable.
Yeah. Each year that goes by, the older he gets, it's just
yes. I mean, he's already, every year they always, for the last 4 years, they have to ask him, was that your last year? Is this going to be your last year? And it's like, come on.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm sure he's tired of hearing that probably.
If the guy wants to play till he's 50, that's his choice. You know,
Yeah.
I'd want to go out on top. That's me personally.
Well,
Some guys like Jordan didn't go out on top. You know, Jordan put up them 6 championships and then did this ridiculous thing in Washington. That, you know,
it's hard for a great
it's
athlete.
hard for some of them to let go. I get that. That's all they've done their entire lives, you know.
For sure.
But you can still stay in the sport and not play. I mean, LeBron got enough money. He could buy half a team somewhere. You know what I'm saying? He can still be part of the sport. Yeah. It's just he needs to learn how to move into some other position, like Jerry West did, the great Jerry West, the logo.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how he does. And probably starting with this draft, like you said, is he really going to take Bronny? What else are they going to do? Are they going to try and make some trades? We'll see. Draft is this week. That's going to be fun to watch too. So I got a lot of teams.
Plus, it's LA, man. You'd want to be the head coach because it's LA. It's LA, man. Everything going on in LA.
I know. Lakers.
The only thing that sucks in LA are the taxes and the homeless people. That's all that sucks in LA. Everything else is bright and sunny and pretty.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it's not true. I've been to LA. It's not as pretty as you think, but
no, there are some parts of it that are pretty. Yeah, but every city's like that.
Yeah,
even Conway's like that. We got a part of Conway that
that's true.
Poor is poor.
Anyway, we'll see what happens with JJ. My take. Well, you're the one who told me. You said 2 years or less. Was that?
I think 2 years, man. He'll get 2 years, and then unless he pulls something off and takes them to a championship or something like that. But I don't really see that happening. Not unless something big happens in the draft, some sort of trade or something.
I think the West is so tough too, man. I mean,
man, and it just gets tougher every year too. And now Clay, I think Clay's going to be a free agent. Is he going back to Golden State? Has he decided?
I haven't decided.
I know he unfollowed the Warriors the other day.
There's no new rumors today. But there's a lot of rumors going around right now because of the draft, and you know how that is. Teams put out stuff that it's a smoke screen here. Nothing. You can't believe anything you read.
Well, it's the last really big thing until the off season and dead and nothing really going on and everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, any final thoughts on JJ?
No, good luck.
Yeah, good luck, JJ. I mean, I'm not a Lakers fan anyway, but I'm interested. I'll be following them to see what happens. I mean, that's going to make them, of course. That's going to make them a story. You know what I mean?
Well, that's one thing. That's one thing about the Lakers. You're going to get TV time. You're going to get exposure. Mm-hmm. So even if he doesn't do well, everybody's going to know who JJ Redick is because he's the head coach of the Lakers.
Yep, that's true. Very true.
It's just like being the quarterback of the Cowboys.
Yeah, he's going to be high profile for sure. And I mean, I'll be tuned in to see what happens, like a lot of people will.
Sure.
All right, so next thing, man, is our top 5 this week. I'm really liking this topic each week. This is fun looking up this stuff, and
this is tough, dude. This one was tough for me.
This one was a little bit. I was
because there's so many variables here. Like, are we talking like? Are we going with most yardage? Are we going with Are we going like years? Mm-hmm. Like some of these guys, some guys did 4 years, some guys did 3 years.
I looked at some specific stats. I looked at career, and I looked at single season high, and I looked at how many carries.
Yeah.
And then based on that, I kind of.
Okay, so did you put any bias into the list?
Yeah, I mean, based on those numbers, I thought which one I thought was a better. You know what I mean?
Like if I was building a team, would I want this running back or this running back? Or see, that's kind of how I looked at it. Like,
yeah, sure.
If I was a general manager, and I could recruit these 5 players in their prime,
Okay.
who would I take 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Okay.
All right. That's just how I thought about it in my head. That's not how you have to think about this.
I just looked at some numbers, and then I thought these were
like I could have made this an all Razorback list.
This
Easy.
is my opinion. This is my opinion. Okay, it's not anything else other than that.
I am not a professional. I do not claim to be a professional.
Yeah, these are probably my favorites, probably, but I think these are the best 5 of all time, in my opinion. So
okay, all right. How you want to do this?
you want to count them down, or you want to just list them off? We can go one by one.
Just list them off. Give me your top 5, man.
All right, number 1, Herschel Walker.
And
career-wise yards, he's got the most, 5,259 yards.
He does.
He's got the most. Yeah. Single season, he had 1,891. He had 385 carries.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yep.
It's not the most on this list, but that's a lot. So it took him a lot of carries to get that single season one. But still, he was a beast, and he was for 2 or 3 years. Number 2, Bo Jackson. Again, career 4,300. Single season, he had 1,700. But the thing about Bo was he didn't have a lot of carries.
No, he really didn't. He
didn't make any of the top, like, whatever.
He got 4,303 yards on 650 carries. He averaged 6.6 yards a carry. That means you hand Bo Jackson the ball twice, you have a first down.
Yeah.
That is your whole offense if I'm the offensive coordinator. Why in the hell we even throwing the ball? Yeah. We have Bo Jackson getting 6.6 a carry on 650 attempts. He played 4 years, man. 4 years. Some of these guys didn't play 4 years, man.
Yeah. So here's my 5. I'm sorry I started talking about him, but Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson, Darren McFadden, Derrick Henry, Leonard Fournette. That's my top 5.
Okay, I went number 1, Bo Jackson. Okay.
All right.
A little bit of personal bias. All right. I came in at the end of Herschel Walker's career. So I didn't really, get to see a lot of Herschel Walker, but I remember Bo Jackson. All right. Yeah. I remember Bo Jackson.
Yes.
So Bo Jackson, plus what I quoted a while ago, 6.6 carries. He only got 650 attempts. Now, number 2, Herschel Walker, he had 5,259, but he got 994 attempts, man. And he played 3 years. Bo only played 4. Yeah. So Bo's getting way less attempts a year and was trailing him only by about 900 yards. If he gets those extra 300 attempts that Herschel Walker gets, he probably breaks Herschel's.
He does. That's 1,800 more yards.
Yeah, exactly.
That puts him over 6,000, which would have broke Herschel's record by 800.
Now, number 3 on my list is Darren McFadden. Okay, Darren McFadden, 3 years, Arkansas, 3rd all-time on the SEC rushing list, 4,590 yards, only 785 attempts. Okay, now this is I really want to put McFadden at number 1 because I love Arkansas, but also because he got 785 attempts. At the time he was getting this, he had another guy in the backfield named Felix Jones, who is not that far down the list, by the way. He had another guy in the backfield named Peyton Hillis, and he had a quarterback by the name of Matt Jones who ran the ball a lot too. So he was gypped out of a lot of carries. He could have easily broke 1,000 carries in his career, and if he would have broke the record. He also had an awesome offensive line. Never forget the O-line. The O-line makes the offense move. O-line, I'm going to dispute you.
I'm going to dispute you a little bit because I looked up the carries just because I knew you were going to say this. I heard you say this the other day. In that single season, he had 325. That's a lot. That's not far off from what like Herschel had 385 that year. He had that many yards.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't quite. That's why
he got 200 less carries. 200 less carries than Herschel. And he was still
career.
had more yards per carry. Like Herschel only had 5.3 yards per carry, and McFadden was damn near 6.
I know. I'll just tell you
This
why I
was
put
a
him
tough
third.
list, man. This was a tough list.
I know.
This was a tough list.
That was your number 3. Who'd
you have number 4?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. He didn't even make my list.
Okay. All right. Well, career-wise, 35-91, but the single season, 22-19.
Ooh, that is a good single season.
Yeah, he was way up there, and 395 carries, which was a lot, but he was their workhorse, man. I mean, it was Derrick Henry left, Derrick Henry right, for at least that 1 to 2 years there, at least, but that 1 year for sure. And then my number 5 was Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette, he didn't make my list either.
All right, who's 4 on yours?
Number 4 on mine was Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, okay, I saw
Nick
him.
Chubb, second all-time SEC rushing leader.
Yeah,
5,259 yards. Now he got a lot of attempts. He was a workhorse, man. Which him and Sony Michel weren't in the same backfield, were they?
no, Sony was at Georgia.
So was Nick, wasn't he?
Oh yeah. They were both at Georgia. That's right.
They were both at Georgia. Were they there at the same time?
I was thinking of Cadillac. I saw Cadillac.
Cadillac Williams. Yeah, he almost made my list.
He was on my honorable mention, so that's why I said
994 attempts, man. That's a lot of attempts. Oh wait, no, that's Herschel Walker. He did 4 years at Georgia, 4,769 yards, 758 attempts. This is the reason why I jumped him ahead of number 5 on my list, is 6.3 yards per carry. I'm sorry, if you're averaging over 6 yards a carry, you're a stud. Okay, they need to give you the ball more, is what they need to do.
Yeah, I agree.
And number 5 on my list, because he is the all-time greatest running back ever. Emmitt Smith comes in at number 5. Emmitt, not a huge numbers that really come out at you. 3,925 yards career, 3 years at Florida. But he only got 700 attempts, and he's 5.6, just like his NFL career, 5.5 yards, 7 yards, 5.5 yards,
Yeah.
So there you go. There's my top.
I knew that one. I knew he was going to make crack your list.
You knew I was going to have a hog and a cowboy on there. Come on, man.
I did, but it's all right. They deserve it. No lie.
Cadillac Williams was an honorable mention, and there was somebody else on that list that I was impressed with. Well, apparently not. Oh, Deuce McAllister. Deuce McAllister's on that.
No.
Am I thinking of the right guy?
I know what you're talking about. That wasn't his name. I didn't write anybody else down for honorable mention. I just again wrote down.
All right, dude.
And then
that wraps up my top 5. If you got any problems with it, submit your own top 5. I don't. I'd like to hear about it. Some of you guys that watch that West Coast stuff, y'all might want to do like the top 5 of the pack or something like that.
Let's check the chat right now. So
I don't know how. I'm using a new device, and y'all are doing most career rushing yards for college for the SEC.
Yes. SEC.
Only.
Yeah. That was our top 5 all-time SEC running backs in our
in our humble opinion. That's our humble opinion.
Yeah. And then he agreed with us. There we go, McFadden.
Best back I watched with my eyes. Yeah, my dad used to say that about Earl Campbell. He'd say he was such a huge Earl Campbell fan. And when McFadden was running for the Razorbacks, I remember my dad saying he runs like Earl Campbell, straight up and down, and just runs over people. I was like, yeah, that's pretty much him. Yeah. It didn't really antiquate. I don't know if that's the right word. It didn't really come over in the NFL very well. He never really had a great NFL career. Matter of fact, the surprising thing was Peyton Hillis ended up having a little better career than McFadden did in the NFL. When he made the cover of Madden, he had that one big year, maybe two.
Seemed like McFadden was hurt a lot. He had bad ankle.
Well, it's because he ran straight up and down, man. He took some licks.
Yeah, he did. He had a good career, I think, and he got a good payday.
I think if you make it to the NFL, this is my honest opinion, all right? If you make it to the NFL, you had a good career in the NFL, because there are so few players that actually make a roster that if you make a roster, you had a good career in the NFL. You were a professional football player.
I forget what the average is, like 1.7 years or.
Yeah, especially you start looking at linemen. I
don't know what it is now, but it used to be crazy short. But anyway, all right. Well, let's take a break for just a second, and then we'll come back for part 2.
This is an emergency message. Stop what you're doing and hit the like button. Also comment and subscribe. Thank you. We now return you to your program.
All right. College World Series, man. So
that was a very quick break. I was not prepared.
My bad.
You caught me way off guard. I was okay.
Anyway,
all right.
Anyway, my bad.
No, that's cool. I was not prepared though.
I should have warned you.
Okay.
Anyway, College World Series.
World Series, man.
We've been watching, and
I think we watched both games together, haven't we?
Let me talk.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
I'm trying to talk. College World Series, man. I know we've been watching, and last night was Tennessee had to come back after being down that one run. It was very good. And tonight they got the deciding game, and it's going to be what do you think? I think, man, I saw all these Tennessee guys that got 20 home runs. I'm just like, I just think they got too much firepower, and they got one more shot at it. I think A&M should have put them away when they had a chance. You know what I mean?
The over-under on runs for the game tonight, this came from my brother, so I didn't look this up on like DraftKings or nothing like that. But the over-under was 10 runs for the game. So I think it'd be over. I think we're going to see
10.
Yeah, because I don't know how much pitching is left, especially for both teams. This has been a long series, been a long season. I don't know how much pitching is left, and both of these teams can just knock the living tar out of it. I would probably take the over if that's correct. If it's actually 10 runs, I would probably take the over, because I see this being an old-fashioned slobber knocker. Now, it might not be. Somebody might come out and pitch their butt off and hold one of the teams down, or who knows, man. Both these teams are well deserving of it, as much as, I actually throw up a little bit in the back of my throat when I say that. But both these teams are very deserving. They both did very well in the SEC. They both did well in their non-conference, and they went through the regionals and the super regionals. They've earned their way there. So, and it comes down to one game. That's what I think is great about sports, especially when you get into the playoffs. Like the Stanley Cup, it's come down to game 7 or whatever. It just makes it more interesting. It's like win it all, or nothing. So, I think it's going to be good. Haven't seen a lot of errors. Both teams have been playing pretty clean. Both teams can knock the cover off the ball. Tennessee by 15. It wouldn't surprise me, but it also wouldn't surprise me if it was Texas A&M by 15. Tell you the truth. I mean, it's just the way baseball is. I mean, you got to get hot at the right time. You got to have a little bit of luck go your way, and it's fun to watch at least. Even though I'm not really rooting for either team, and I don't really like either team. I'm still enjoying watching it. So, and I know Big loves to sleep through like the 5th through the 7th inning. That's like his favorite nap time during a baseball game. 5th through the 7th inning, he's out. And it's always when something happens too, like somebody hits a home run or something, you reach over and have to whack him to wake him up.
Yeah, that popcorn coma hits around the 5th inning.
I think that's why they call it the 7th inning stretch, because everybody's kind of like
stretch and wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a good game. I was looking at Tennessee's lineup, and they got so much firepower. But then I saw that A&M, that was the first game they've lost in the World Series so far. That's crazy. I don't know I don't know how Tennessee got there. Did they lose one? I can't remember.
I think Tennessee did have to come through. I know they've lost at least one, I think.
Did they? Okay. Must have, because
I usually judge a team that I'm watching on how the Razorbacks did when they played them. We didn't play Tennessee this year, so I don't have a measure there. But on the A&M side, the one game we won against them, we won 6-3, and then they just dominated us like 14-4 in the rubber match. So it was.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me that they made it as far as they did. It surprised me more that my Hogs,
Yeah.
It didn't really surprise me.
Well, we'll see. Maybe next year.
Yeah, that's an Arkansas phrase. Right there. I'm pretty sure it was a Razorback fan that came up with that one. We'll get them next year.
Bobby said that he thought they both went undefeated. I think they must have, because, I think you lose your. I don't know how that bracket works, to be honest with you. I've been going to watch the game tonight, though, for sure. See who wins this thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can root for either one. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I actually can root for one or the other.
Well, actually, there is a scenario where I could root for one over the other. It would have to be like 9th inning, bases loaded, and like a home grand slam would win it all. Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for the kid that hit the grand slam.
So you want to see a good ending.
Yeah, I want to see a good ball game. When your team's not playing in the game, then why? I at least want to see a good ball game. I don't really want to see a pitching duel. I would much rather see a slobber knocker, like 15-14, something crazy like that.
I was thinking like 9-8 would be a good score, but 15-14 would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Uh-oh. Bobby's got something to say. Famous words of the Cowboys and the Razorbacks.
Next year. You're right, brother. When you're right, you're right. I'm not gonna...
Sad but true, Bobby. Sad but true.
It is. I don't know why you want to rub my own pain in my face, but yes.
All right. Anything else about this game? Who you picking then? Who you taking?
If I was betting on it, I'd probably take A&M. I actually watched them play a little bit during the year. Well, I haven't really watched, so I'd probably go with A&M just because I know the team better.
Okay.
I think Tennessee won one not too long ago, didn't they?
No, they never won one.
They never won one? Tennessee's never won one. Has A&M ever won one?
I don't think so. Nope.
Well, then it don't really matter. Kudos to either one of them for your first national.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I don't really have much else to say on that. Just that tune in and watch the game, because I think it's going to be a good one. You know what I'm saying? See. Last thing.
Can I take the lead on this one? Let's move
go for
on to the Arkansas basketball team.
You go for it.
because this is the one that I was actually most interested to talk about. You want to talk about their non-conference ball games. Back up, dadgum dog. You want to talk about their non-conference ball games. They scheduled one against Illinois or something. Tell me about that.
Against Illinois, supposed to be on Thanksgiving Day in Kansas City, right after the Lions game, I believe. So it's going to be primetime Thanksgiving Day, like between NFL games.
And then I noticed that they're also playing Miami in an ACC SEC showdown or whatever they're calling it.
Yep, that's true. I saw that one too.
What's Miami bringing back? Is that going to be a good matchup?
No. From what I've seen, I don't think they're going to be that great. But I mean, it is Miami, and you never know. But from what I've seen, like they lost Wooga and they lost Namir, so I don't think they brought anything in better than that. So I think they kind of look to have a down year in their conference, but I don't think they'll be horrible. We'll see.
And then we're also playing Michigan.
Michigan's interesting. That was going to be in Madison Square Garden, and because
that's big time, buddy. That's big. That's Jimmy Superfly Snuka off the top of the cage.
Yeah. Here's the side story with this one, because Michigan's new coach is Dusty May, who came from FAU, which is where John L. Davis came from. So now he's going to have to play his former coach. So that'll be and Michigan got a lot of good transfers and some good recruits in. They're going to be pretty decent, I think. So that should be a good game and a good test for the Razorbacks, for sure.
Well, let's not forget now, they also scheduled one against the UCA Bears. That's the University of Central Arkansas Bears, hometown right here in Conway, Arkansas. But for some reason, it could be because UCA's gym only holds about 2,000 people. For some reason, they're going to do this on a neutral site in Little Rock. So they're actually going to drive down the hill. They're going to get on I-40. They're going to drive through Conway to Little Rock to play Conway, where they could have stopped back here and they could have played them in Conway. That would have been so awesome. That would have been I'd have been tailgating. I probably couldn't get tickets because there's only like 500 people that could get in.
No.
But that would be awesome. But he's going to play the UCA Bears, which I think is awesome. I'm on a little text stream with a bunch of guys and who are all Arkansans, and we think he ought to play every school in the state. He needs to play ASU. He needs to play UAPB. He needs to play every school out there in the state. It brings money to the state. It keeps your tax dollars in the state. It helps out all the schools that are involved. Mm-hmm. I don't know why the University of Arkansas, and I'm allowed to say this because I'm not a representative of the University of Arkansas, but I don't know why they hoard all that money. I really don't.
Well,
we're loyal fans. We give a lot. We give tax money to the school up there. And they don't want to help out the other schools that educate the children in our state. But now I'm getting all political and everything. So that's got nothing to do with basketball.
Well, at least they're playing UCA. They've played them before, I saw a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't remember them playing.
I might have to get me one of those T-shirts that's like half purple and half red and have a Razorback on this side and the bear on this side. Because even though I never went to UCA or U of A, by the way, I did help put a couple of people through school at UCA. So I feel some sort of allegiance to that school. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fair enough.
But I want to talk about conference ball games is what I want to talk about. Okay. And I want to talk about the fact.
I have a list.
Well, first of all, I want to talk about these kids. I'm going to bring up a kid. I'm going to want you to tell me what you know about him. All right?
Okay.
I'll try. All right. You keep up with this stuff. All right? So This John L. Davis, I watched him play ball the other night against an old game against Arizona, and it went to triple OT, and he had like 35 points. What I noticed about him was he was kind of he kind of did everything. He's kind of a general, not a general. What do they call it? Like a role. He just fits in everywhere. You know, he was kind of a trash man, picking up rebounds, putting them in. He had double-digit rebounds in that ball game. He's hustler, not crazy about his shot. It's a real quick release, and it's aimed right at the basket. I mean, there's not any hard shot. He got it to fall a few times though, and his little mid-range jumper looked sweet. I didn't see him connect on a three-pointer, but like I said, that was only one ball game. Scored 35 points, had a good game. I didn't make it to the end. When they went into the third overtime, I was like, all right, I'm going to bed. So I don't even know who won the ball game.
Yeah, they won.
They did win. Oh, good for them. Good for them. What about this DJ Wagner? Tell me what you know about DJ Wagner.
So John L., first of all, let's see. Like I said, he was at FAU, and was a part of that Final Four run team that they had. And was he's one of those guys that at the end of the game you can give him the ball and he'll get you a bucket.
Will he go give me a bucket, or will he make the right play?
I think he'll make the right play, actually.
Okay.
He's a decent
Is this
passer.
a junior, senior?
I saw he's going to be a senior, I guess. I don't know if he's a super senior or not, but he's a senior. This is last year for sure, but I saw he had his turnover ratio or whatever, turnover to assist ratio wasn't very good, but there was some reports that a lot of it was because his teammates couldn't catch.
Well, at the end of that,
I don't know if that's true.
Well, I watched several times where he was trying to get the ball to his teammate, and it did not work. And like I said, it was just one ball game. What about DJ Wagner? DJ played for Kentucky last year, right?
Yeah, DJ played for Kentucky. He's from New Jersey. Him and Billy Richmond played on the same high school team. They're not the same year, but in the same high school. Like one was a senior, one was a sophomore or something. But DJ's from New Jersey. He did play for Kentucky. He was the number 1 ranked player coming out in 23, I guess. And didn't have what you would call that great a year based on because he was the number 1 player or whatever. He still almost had 10 points a game and, more than 5 assists a game, I think, or something. And his turnover to assist ratio was really good too. So I think he's set up to have a really big second year. We'll see. I mean, it's a big if too. He's going to have to prove it, but a lot of freshmen and sophomores have a jump. So hope he does too. He should be good.
So we pick up this kid named Boogie. Okay, Boogie Fland.
Fland.
Is it Fland?
Yeah. Boogie Fland.
Tell me about Boogie. Can Boogie
Can Boogie, man.
Can Boogie?
Out of the 3 freshmen come in, he was the top rated one or whatever.
Out of where?
He's out of New York. He's the
New York
high school state player of the year. Won state championship, I think a couple times. No, I don't remember if it's a couple times.
Is he going to get playing time?
I think so, man. I think it's going to be real hard to start over DJ, but he could. We'll see how that shakes out because he's that good. And if you watch Kentucky at all last year, they play a lot of 3 guards. I can see DJ, John L., and Boogie on the floor at the same time. All
right. Well, what about this Carter Knox kid?
Dude, Carter Knox is supposed to be a phenom. In those under 15 league, under 16 league, under 17 league, or whatever, those leagues. He was the leading scorer in all 3, every year. Like nobody's ever done that. And so he averaged 20 something a game last year for his where he went elite high school, whatever it is. It's like a it's a prep
school for basketball players who have a lot of talent.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's where he went to school, and
Yeah.
he's really good. He's really good. He's like 6'6". He's probably going to play 2 and 3. Probably the 2 and the 3, I'd say. Probably more 3, but he could play the 2. I think fairly easy.
All right, man. And then we got a couple on the team. Like we got this one kid. His name is Billy Richmond, which is the best basketball name ever. It's like Jimmy Chitwood. You know, it just kind of fits. Billy Richmond should be a basketball player.
Yeah. Oh, he's like the 3rd or something. Billy Richmond the 3rd.
Billy, even better. Better. Billy Richmond the 3rd.
Well, Cal coached his dad. Cal coached DJ's dad as well. So.
Well, Cal's big into family too. You know, they hired his son to. His son is one of the assistant coaches up there on the bench.
Yeah, Cal. Yeah, they hired Brad. Yeah, they hired
Brad. That's what it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's on the staff officially. I saw he was on Dan Patrick's show, I think, and he was kind of bragging about that. That hey, part of getting to go to Arkansas was I got to hire my son.
Yeah,
so that must have been part of. Why
Gotta be.
Like that's part of why he came here. Was like, if I come, can I hire my son? Sure. Okay.
Sure. Why not?
Whatever you want, Cal.
Yeah. Come on.
Anything you want, bro.
You want a dog? We'll get you a dog. What kind of dog you want?
Yeah. So, but yeah.
All right. And then we got 2 guys I have problems saying their name. One is Jonas Adeo.
Yeah, Adu.
Adu, that's how you say that? Adu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was another one. It was
Adu Thero.
Yeah, I'm gonna get those confused all year long. You watch
Adu and Adu. Yeah, that's all right.
Adu and Adu. Adu to an Adu. Adu to Adu. How do you do Adu?
Honestly, I think your favorite player is going to be Billy Richmond.
He already is. He's got the name.
He's one of those guys that when he gets the ball, he's going to dunk. He's going to the hole and he's going to dunk.
Okay.
And
nowadays though, what's plagued Arkansas the last few years is shooters. I want some shooters. Can any of these guys nail the Steph Curry 3? Is there a Pat Bradley in here hidden? Is there a Davor Remock? You remember him? He used to come out. He was on fire. Alex Dillard. Is there an Alex Dillard in here? I'm missing somebody. There's another one in there. Hog fans are yelling at me right now. Going, I can't believe you're leaving out.
No, there's nobody like that. John L is a pretty good 3.
I didn't see him hit one that whole FAU game. Like all the points he got was driving to the hole or rebound putbacks, that kind of thing.
He shot high 30%, and then DJ was not very good. Actually, he needs to hit just a few more, and his percentage would have been up. If he'd hit like 2 or 3 more, his percentage would have been way better because he didn't take that many. And then Carter's actually, I think, going to be a pretty good 3 shooter.
So is Big Z going to be a starter, or is Big Z going to be coming off the bench? Or
in my opinion, he's probably going to come off the bench and back up Adu, and then
how big is Adu?
He started at the 4 as well.
How big is Adu?
7-footers.
They're both 7-footers?
Yeah, you got Adu, Big Z, and Brazil. You got 6'11", 7 foot, and 7'2".
Yeah, but if the same Trevin Brazil shows up that was there last year, I ain't counting on him, man. I'm counting on all these other kids.
Yeah, I know it.
I want Trevin to prove me wrong. I really do. I really would.
Shout out.
Is that Dale?
Yeah, shout out to Dale.
What up, Dale? I hope he comes back and he has like a bounce back year and he's just bouncing off the floor like he was his first year at Arkansas before he got hurt. But I just don't see it, man. He looks lazy to me. I can't stand laziness, especially in sports. It just I can't stand laziness in life, but I can't stand laziness in sports.
I hope he's catching alley-oop dunks and.
I hope he's just tearing it up, man. I hope he's just tearing it up. Okay, so we go into SEC play. We only know like 4 or 5 non-conference ball games that we're going to get to play.
Yeah.
But in conference, man, we're going to host Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Oklahoma. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to play, we're going to Auburn, Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Vandy.
Yep.
I'd say that our home game, I'd say we got a tough road schedule, man. We're also going to play. We have, now that the SEC has broke into this, everybody plays everybody thing. So you'll have 3 teams that you play every year. 2 of those teams will be permanent teams. You'll always play those 2 teams. And then 1 of the 3 teams will rotate out. So this year, ours is LSU, Missouri, and Texas. And we played Texas twice this year. Or those 3 teams you'll play twice, and 1 of those teams will rotate out.
Home and away, I guess.
Yeah, home and away.
Okay.
So I mean, I kind of like this, man. We only got to play Kentucky once. We got to go to Kentucky, but I kind of like our home games, man. Our home games look good. We got Oklahoma, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Georgia, Florida, and Alabama. All of our tough games are really on the road. Vandy can be tough, man.
Nah.
We're going to end up playing Texas twice.
They fired their coach.
Each team plays each team at least once in the season. So you're going to play everybody in the SEC at least once in the basketball season.
Yeah.
So how are they going to do? They'll just do the seeding in the SEC tournament, like 1 through whatever.
Say it again. I was bringing it up.
When it comes time to seed the SEC tournament, will they just go, whoever's at the top of the league at that time to the bottom?
Probably like last year. I think they just went on records or whatever, because I remember Alabama and Tennessee and Kentucky were all up towards the top there, pretty close, and then so I think that's how it shaked out for the tournament for the.
Well, next year we got to play. Cal's got to return home and play Kentucky at Kentucky. And we got to go to Tennessee and play Tennessee. We got to go to Auburn too, man. I'm telling you, our road schedule is tough.
Yeah, at Auburn, at Kentucky, at Tennessee, at Texas,
at Texas A&M,
those are
at Vandy, and at South Carolina.
I wish. I mean, and a lot of Arkansas fans are super upset that we don't have Kentucky. They think the SEC totally screwed up by not making that one home and away instead of Texas. That should have been one of the rotate ones.
Yeah, but okay, so you're going to have 3 teams that you play twice every year. Okay,
right. And you rotate 1. Right?
2 of those teams are going to be your permanent. Like you're always going to play that. And I think the reason Texas is one of those teams that we play permanently. So Texas wouldn't have been one of the ones to remove. One of the ones to remove would be LSU or Missouri.
I thought I saw somewhere. I don't know if this was just.
And maybe that would have made our.
I thought it was going to be LSU and Missouri were the permanent ones. I don't know if that's true.
I hope not. I hope Texas is permanent. We have more history with Texas.
I know that's why everybody was upset.
Yeah.
That's why they were upset because why, especially with Missouri, because people don't like they don't.
I think we ought to play. Honestly, out of this list, I think we ought to play Texas and Oklahoma every year because we have more history with those 2 schools than we do with anybody else on the list.
Did you play Oklahoma a lot?
Yeah, they were in the Southwest Conference with us.
Oh, were they? Okay, that was before my time.
Yeah, I mean, it was before my time too. I just know historically. Yeah, they played Oklahoma a lot.
I thought they was always in the Big 8 or whatever it was to start with. I have no idea. That's when I started watching. Was about 1985. So I'm not sure before then. But anyway, enough about Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Besides that, I saw something that they're predicted not to do very good this year. So
Well, I don't. There's always going to be somebody at the bottom of the league, man. I think it's. I would much rather it be take your turn than it has been the last few years, where it's always us. So
this is loaded, man. I'm telling you, Alabama, Florida.
Oh
Ole
wait,
Miss.
we're talking about basketball, not football. I'm sorry, I switched over to football there. My bad.
No, these home games are tough too, man. Alabama, Florida, Ole Miss, and Texas. All those teams are gonna be tough.
Georgia's a good team, man. I'm telling you. And there's always
Yeah.
somebody every year in the NBA, the NFL, college basketball, college football. There's always a team that did really crappy last year that comes out of nowhere and is really good the next year. You don't know who that's going to be. I hope it's, us. We were kind of middle of the pack, but I kind of hope it's us.
Okay.
12 versus, okay. All right.
We get a double.
1, 2, 4, get a double bye. So it's the same thing. It's just they don't have the two different conferences. They just have one big conference.
Yeah. No more East and West.
No more East and West. The end of an era.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of the end of an era, man, we didn't say anything about Willie Mays.
Oh yeah, Willie Mays.
Willie Mays. Rest in peace. Man, what an icon. Like,
yeah.
I think if you're just interested in sports, you probably know who Willie Mays is. And,
even if you're not, my dad, and you know how big a sports fan my
yeah,
dad
he
was.
hated sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only story I ever told me about sports was, well, not the only story, but one story he told me one time was when he was a kid, they lived in California.
Yeah.
So he got to go to a San Francisco Giants game, and he got to see Willie Mays play a game.
Sweet.
And that's the only story he ever told me about that. But so when I think of Willie Mays, that's what I think about. My dad actually got to see him play, and thought that's cool. I wonder if he'd been there for that catch, that famous over the shoulder catch.
I don't know. I think when I told the story, he would be.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Willie Mays, rest in peace, man.
Well, I don't have a little antidote about Willie Mays. I thought, icon, activist, big into the, advancing the black cause or the African American cause. I never know what to say anymore. The cause, whatever it was.
Mm.
He was outspoken in what he believed in, and he didn't let racism or anything hold him back. And he's a really good example of how kids should probably view things like that. So, kudos to Willie. Long life. I think he was 80 something. Is that correct? I don't remember exactly.
He was very good.
But good long life, and he will be missed by his family, and there have been so many stories told about him that, he's affected so many people. It's amazing how one person can touch, generations.
For real. Like, we're still talking about him, and he played a long time ago.
Yeah. Like, I never saw him play. I consider myself to be an older gentleman now.
Yeah, I know. An older gentleman. That's a very nice way of putting it.
Yeah. Well, old fart bag doesn't come off as great.
Okay. Oh, man. And then anything else to add to today?
To the basketball? No, not really.
World Series, JJ Redick, anything?
I think when we're closing out on Arkansas basketball, I think April 10th, 2024, Hog fans were given some hope, and I just hope that it comes through for us. I hope that we continue to be a successful program and maybe get another sniff or two at some hardware. That's all I got to say about that subject.
Yeah. All right. Well, then, as always, as we end, we want to talk about mental health and make sure that if you're listening to this or listening later or whatever, watching, please take care of yourself. And if you need help or need someone to talk to, there's a national hotline. You can call 988. Please take advantage of that and take care of yourself.
Yeah. Suicide affects everybody, not just the person that is committing suicide.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of mental health problems in our society right now that people, I don't know, for some reason it's taboo to talk about it. I don't know if Cousin Billy is off his rocker, somebody needs to talk about that. I mean, that doesn't need to be something that's kept in secret, because that's how we just had an incident. You were down here and saw it on the news with me. We had an incident in southern Arkansas. Guy walks into Mad Butcher, and actually most of it happened in the parking lot, I found out. Shot up the parking lot and then went inside. Shot 13 people, killed 3. One was a nurse who was trying to attend to somebody who was hurt. Shot her too. That there's something wrong with that guy. Like, we automatically want to, and I want to throw him under the jail and I want him punished and all that. But at the same time, we have to acknowledge that there's a reason that he thought that was okay. Like, his brain's not working. Something, I watch a lot of conspiracy videos. I love them. And one of them, we're doing this to ourselves with our food. We're poisoning ourselves. Whatever it is, there are signs that a friend of yours or acquaintance of yours, something ain't right. There are signs. And if we would pay a little bit more attention to the people around us and a little less attention to our phones and ourselves, I think we could help each other out a lot. 988, national number. You're feeling down, whether you need somebody to talk to, they'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching or listening later. Please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff for us, and we will catch you next time. Peace and love.
Peace.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.